What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, what's going on, Pats Nation? In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the hottest names on the NFL trade market. As we all know, the season is upon us. We got about 2 weeks away. Actually, in about 2 days from me recording this video, it'll be Thursday, August 21st. Two weeks from this Thursday, the Dallas Cowboys will be kicking off the season against the Philadelphia Eagles. I should say the Philadelphia Eagles will be kicking off against the Cowboys. They will be the home team. They just won a Super Bowl. They're welcoming Jerry Jones and the Cowboys in there. The Cowboys got a lot of stuff going on. We're about to get into some of that in this video as we talk about Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson. Man, it's starting to heat up. Will any of those guys be traded? I'm about to rank from highs. I'm about to rank the 3 names: Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, from the least likely to most likely to get traded. I'm about to rank them here in this video. Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that share button, and make sure you subscribe to the Kansas Pats Talk YouTube. Once again, hit that like button, give me that thumbs up. It did not take but a second. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Come on now, I'm trying to get these views up. Really hit that like button. Make sure you are sharing the content. Make sure you share the content, and make sure you are subscribed to the Kansas Pats Talk Patriots podcast. So we're going to talk about the Cowboys, the Washington Commanders, and the Bengals. I don't think Micah Parsons. Schefter came out today, and Adam Schefter said that he thinks that the Cowboys and Micah Parsons are headed towards a divorce. Now, as we all know, when Schefter speaks, he pretty much he be on with this stuff. Now he knows what he's talking about. So it's looking like Micah Parsons' days in Dallas could be numbered. Now, will that be this year? Next offseason? Like during 2026 sometime? Like would they franchise him would they put the tag on him after this season? I think he's probably going to end up playing this year. He's disgruntled. I think he's going to play because he don't want to lose them game checks. We saw that work out with Le'Veon Bell with the Steelers years ago. Haven't really heard much from Le'Veon Bell since. Now, I think Micah's going to end up playing, but, man, it's a bad situation right now, Dallas. And as you all know, there's nobody that's hands on the ground with this stuff more than Adam Schefter. And when he speaks, you might want to listen. You might want to listen when Adam Schefter speaks. And he said today that he's thinking he can see. He says he's not ruling out them handling everything and selling it, cooler heads prevail, and somebody making a phone call and they getting the deal done. But it's 2 weeks out. He said there hasn't been any indications from his side of things. He said there hasn't been he hasn't got any indication that something's going to happen. They're just going to all of a sudden just start talking. So Micah Parsons' days could be numbered in Dallas. Jerry Jones played the waiting game. He did the same thing with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb caved in. They signed him, gave him to a deal. He did the same thing with Dak Prescott last year. They signed Dak Prescott to a deal an hour before opening kickoff against the Cleveland Browns last year. This situation seems different. It seems much different. Like I think Micah's agent, David Miguel Ieda, I know I butchered that name, but you know who I'm talking about. His agent, he got one of the best agents in the business. And David and Jerry Jones haven't really spoke. Jerry's been trying to just deal with Micah and just trying to keep the agent out of it. It's a lot going on in Dallas. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens there. But Schefter said this ain't like a normal thing where they're just trying to get the crate headlines and the Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys docuseries coming out this week, and a lot of people thought that something was going to get done during this week during the docuseries. That's not going to happen. And Schefter said all indicate. He said he does not think that's going to happen. He said he think this is different. It's deeper than that. Micah wants to be done with Dallas. It doesn't seem like Jerry and the Cowboys want to pay Micah a lot of money. I mean, I heard Schefter said they had a deal in place. It was reported that Jerry thought they had a deal in place. The Joneses thought they had a deal in place with Micah. They didn't want Micah to get his agent involved. And you remember Jerry made those comments early in the offseason, like, I don't even know who his agent is. And then he's been taking shots at Micah. He said something about why even if we pay him, don't mean he's going to play. Don't mean he's going to be available. You don't say that to your best player on your team. You don't say that about him. And Micah, like, it's a big standoff. And we haven't heard anything. I thought by this week, me personally, I gave it to next week. I said, I'm going to give it to next week. cooler heads gonna prevail and Michael show up. This is just the Cowboys trying to make some storylines. There's nothing going on, just a preseason, and they want a big lead up to the Eagles game. And maybe he'll sign him right during the Eagles game or right before the Eagles game. That's not the case. That's not the case here. That is not the case here. Micah's days in Dallas could be numbered, and it looks like they are numbered. And Schefter said today, and I quote, he can see he's not ruling out something happening, but he don't think that's going to happen. He think it's more likely outcome is that they're headed for a split. Maybe after the season, could be during the season. A team throw out a few first round picks. About to get to the Patriots here shortly. A team give them a couple first round picks, give them some live draft capital. They're gonna trade them, but the bottom line is more the story is what it boils down to. Micah Parsons' days in Dallas appear to be over, slowly but surely. He's done in Dallas. That's what it seems like. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But Jerry tried to bet on himself, and I don't want to speak as if I know this for a fact. I'm just going off what's reported, and it's looking like Cowboys are doing Micah, Micah's doing Dallas, and they're probably going to head for a split. And we have been hearing rumors out of there that some of the Cowboys people weren't so happy with Micah and his podcast and some of the antics that Micah come with. I think I saw a report last season that a lot of people didn't like Micah in the building. I seen that report last year. But it's looking like Micah's days in Dallas will be numbered. And my only thing is right now, where I go ahead and switch it to the Patriots, Elliott Wolf came out and said yesterday during his press conference before practice, he said that they would be willing to deal a first or second round pick for a big time player if they can improve the team. They said they would be willing to do that. So Elliott Wolf said it. Ryan Cowden, he spoke today. He basically said it again in other words. We know Vrabel's going to be all in on. He's the head coach. And could you imagine Micah Parsons pairing up with Mike Vrabel? Because I thought we was going to get Abdul Carter in the draft. Abdul Carter should have been a Patriot if we lost that game, or not even lost the game if the Giants would have took Shador. And Abdul Carter met with us during the pre-draft process. And he said he liked the Mike Vrabel. He said he can see him as a coach he can play for. Seems like a fun coach. Now you can just go get Micah Parsons. You ain't got to worry about Abdul Carter. You didn't get your Travis Hunter. You didn't get your franchise turning player and Hunter and Carter as we all thought. You can go get Micah Parsons now. And if we can pull this trade off, Elliott Wolf said it, if the Jones are willing to do some business, I'm all in for that. And I'm thinking it's probably going to start with a couple first-round picks and probably got to add a player into that. But Micah Parsons in New England on that defense, I'm all for that. And if this team wants to win, and if they're serious about winning and, competing and trying to do the best they can, they're probably going to make that trade. Now, I'm not going to say it might happen this offseason, this year. Maybe in the offseason, maybe it's something they look into. But I'm all for that. It's going to get real interesting this offseason to see what happens with Micah Parsons. Real interesting, man. But I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I'm shocked. But that's the business we're in. That is the business we're in. Another player, Trey Hendrickson. It's looking like the Bengals. I think it was reported early in the week that the Bengals have started opening up talks with Trey Hendrickson. They want to move him. Now it takes two to tango. But the Bengals have already opened the door for a trade. So he came back. I thought that they was talking contract, but I think Schefter said that they're off on the amount of years. I don't think it's the money. I think it's the amount of years that they're off. And that's what Schefter said. If I got that right, they're in a disagreement. They're in a standoff at the amount of years. So his days are numbered in Cincinnati. And it was reported last night by a guy on Twitter that the Patriots have already made a phone call. They've checked in on Trey Hendrickson. If we can pull this off, now he's older than Micah. He's 31 years old, 32 years old. He's drafted by the Saints. He's been in the Bengals for a few years. If we can pull this off, I'm all in for that. I would much rather have Micah Parsons. I do think Trey Hendrickson is more realistic this year, than Micah Parsons. But it sounds like the Bengals want a whole lot for Trey Hendrickson. A first-round pick, a player, then you got to pay Trey Hendrickson. We forget that we still have to pay Trey Hendrickson. And you're giving up a first-round pick and a player. So you're giving up a first-round pick, a player, and you got to pay a 31-year-old. Now, you're not a Trey Hendrickson away from winning the Super Bowl, so I wouldn't do that. I do think you're a Trey Hendrickson away from sealing your fate for a playoff team, sealing your playoff fate. I think, yeah, you're definitely a playoff team. You add a Trey Hendrickson. Right now, I think you're a borderline playoff team. But if you add a Trey Hendrickson and Drake may take that leap, you're a playoff team, and then you just go from there. But I think this one here is more realistic. Trey Hendrickson, I can definitely see it happening. And I've heard like give him Keon White and a 3rd round pick. I think that's fair. They're gonna want a 1st round pick. It sounds like the Bengals want a 1st round pick and a player, a defensive player that's like ascending. So I can see Keon White. I'm not sending them Keon White a 1st round pick and I'm playing them. No, I keep Keon White for that. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I give them a 3rd round pick and Keon White. I might even give him a 2nd round pick. I give him a 2nd and Keon White, and then we'll pay him. I can't give up a 1st. I can't give up a 1st. I'm sorry. I can't do that. For a 31-year-old, I can't do that. He hasn't practiced he has not practiced during training camp. He could be an injury waiting to happen. He could be rusty, not in game shape. I'm not doing that. But I do think Trey Hendrickson to the Patriots, if the Patriots can acquire Trey Hendrickson, I do think this one is way more realistic than Micah Parsons this year. Now, after the season, our hats off. I think we can definitely acquire Micah Parsons. We have the draft capital. We're gonna have the money. But I think for right now, before the season start or sometime during this year, because I think Micah is gonna return to Dallas, unhappy or not, or he's gonna return to Dallas unhappy. He's gonna play this year. Then they probably trade in the offseason. But I think the Bengals, I can see Trey Hendrickson getting moved. Because this thing here has gotten ugly. He's actually been at camp like Mike has been there too. But this one here has really gotten ugly. He's I can definitely see this one. I can see the Bengals get, because they can't pay him. They already paying Chase, Higgins, Burrow. They drafted Shamar Stewart. That contract was messy. It's like the Bengals don't even care about defense. They just caring about offense. They worried about the offense. They loaded up on offense. Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, Chase, Higgins, Burrow, running game. They better shoot their offensive line. And if I was them, I would try to keep Trey Hendrickson. But it's not looking like they're going to be able to do it because they've already spent a lot of money this offseason showing up that offense. So it's looking like Trey Hendrickson days with the Cincinnati Bengals are numbered. But I think this one is the most realistic one in terms of the Patriots acquiring Trey Hendrickson. But I think it'd be you probably going to have to give them they're going to want a 1st and a player, but I would see if I can do it for a 3rd and a player. Last but not least, Terry McLaurin. Extremely messy situation, a real messy situation in Washington. I think Schefter reported last weekend that they had took him off they have activated him from the PUP list. And everybody thought, oh, okay, the contract is on the way. They're about to sign him. But Schefter left a little nugget in there. He said, no, this has nothing to do with the contract. They're still at a standoff. They have not had no progress in the contract negotiation. They just activated him. That's all they did was I don't even know what he was dealing with, but they activated him from some list. I don't know if he had an injury or whatnot, or what, but they did activate him. And I'm here. Then there was a report today that like he's not going to get what he's looking for. He's not. He wants a deal in somewhere around DK Metcalf. What DK Metcalf got when he was traded to the Steelers. That's what he wants. He's not going to get that. He's older than DK Metcalf by a few years. Terry McLaurin is about to be 30 years old. I think DK Metcalf is about to be 27, 28, something like that. So he got DK by a couple of years. He's not going to get that. They don't consider him amongst the top echelon wide receivers, the Chase, the Higgins. They don't the CD Lambs, the AJ Brown. They don't consider Terry McLaurin. I think McLaurin is a 1. I think he's really, really, really good. But with that age, he hasn't missed no games, so it's not by injury, but with that age and just the fact that they don't consider him up there with the Lambs and Browns and Jeffersons and Chases, he's not going to get that. Now, in terms of Washington, from a Washington Commander standpoint, they better pay Terry McLaurin. I know they looked good last night at preseason. One drive, Jaden Daniels scored on the first drive, and they got some more pieces. Jeremy Lane, Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. I like the running back they got. You better pay Terry McLaurin. But he's the sole reason why your team was in the NFC Championship game last year before you got beat by the Philadelphia Eagles. He's the sole reason. You better pay Terry McLaurin. Pay him. Pay the man. Jaden Daniels, his second year. He's about to gear for his second season. And the Commanders they're competitors. They're a competitive team this year. Yeah. They're playoff contenders. They're Super Bowl contenders probably. With Jaden Daniels, I'm going to go here. I'm going to say they're Super Bowl contenders. You got Laramie Tunsil. They had a solid draft. You got Deebo Samuel. You fixed that offensive line. You still got Cliff Kingsbury. Dan Quinn's an excellent coach. I love Dan Quinn. You got some pieces on defense. You got a second-year quarterback. Why would you want to take away one of his best weapons? He was the sole reason why you was even in the game last year to start against the Eagles. He was the sole reason why you beat Tampa Bay. He was the sole reason why you beat Detroit when nobody gave you a chance. He was the sole reason why you went on this run last year was because of Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels. Without Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels is going to struggle. He's going to struggle. Now, he might not have a big-time sophomore slump like C.J. Stroud. And Stroud wasn't that bad. Stroud had some issues going on. His offensive line was a mess. Receivers got hurt. Diggs got hurt. Tank Dell got hurt. Nico Collins was in and out. That's why Stroud struggled. But Washington, I wouldn't mess around with this, man. Go ahead and get it. Go get it done. Season starts in 2 weeks. You open the season up at home against the Giants. And then with that Giants defensive front, with Abdul Carter and them guys, they go get after Daniels. And Daniels needs to have all his weapons, all hands on deck. I think this one gets done, but boy, has it gotten messy. I don't even think the Patriots will be able to get them. Me personally, I think we okay with Stephon Diggs, Pop, Kayshon Boutte, Kyle Williams, Mac Hollins, and company. I love Ethan Chisholm. I love the wide receiver core we got. It's not top 10, probably not even top 15, but it's not the worst. If Stephon Diggs can be what he was in Buffalo or even last year with the Texans, I think that's a really solid group. We know he's not going to be the Stephon Diggs of old. I mean, he's coming off ACL tear, he's 31 years old. That'll be 32 in November. But if he can give you a little bit of what he did in Houston last year, if he can give you what he did in Houston and what he did in Buffalo, a little bit of what he did in Buffalo, I think we'd be okay. And I wouldn't like Terry McLaurin. I mean, I would take him, but you got 3 receivers over 30 years old playing a major role in your offense. I don't know about that. And then you're going to have to pay Scary Terry too. So I don't think that's going to happen. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. And again, I think Trey Hendrickson is the most likely to get moved. Then I would go to Terry McLaurin and then Micah. But I want y'all to keep an eye on that Trey Hendrickson one. I could definitely see the Patriots acquiring him. I know reports came out today that they're doing their due diligence. They're looking around and they seem like it said that the Patriots thought that the asking price for Trey Hendrickson is really high right now. So probably not going to happen right now, but we got a while to trade. I think the trade deadline is in November, late October or November, sometime trade deadline. So keep an eye on it. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons. Will they go? Will they stay? Going to be interesting. We're going to see. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, man. Make sure you hit the like button, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough. Important updates. I will be doing watch parties every Sunday. Every Patriots game day Sunday, this coming 2025 season, I will be doing watch parties live on YouTube. Thinking about Facebook too, but I know I'm going to be on YouTube. Live watch parties, man. Watch parties. Well, I've been waiting to do this for years, man. I'm finally getting ready to do it. So we're going to be doing watch parties. Y'all going to be here with me, liking the stream up, sharing the content. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm going to give y'all more details soon, but I'm letting you know right now, watch parties every Sunday or Thursday, whenever we plan, we will be on live during the game. I cannot show the game, but we'll be doing a live play-by-play talking about the Patriots and whoever they're playing starting week 1, Las Vegas Raiders at New England against the Patriots. Gonna be interesting, man. I'm excited. So hope you guys watch the whole video so you can see when I said this. Hit that like button. Make sure you're sharing the content. We got the Giants this Thursday and the preseason finale. I will be live Thursday before the game, breaking down what to look for, some of the storylines, what are my expectations for this team. I'm going to go ahead and drop a 53-man roster too. So check me out, man. Like button. Make sure you share. Wait, make sure you're sharing the content, and make sure you are subscribed to the Ken's Pack Star Pictures podcast. Appreciate it. Have a good one.